Let's make way for Doug Pederson, the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, and did a wonderful job. Got into the postseason, got a dramatic win against the Chargers, went into Kansas City and went toe-to-toe, and Coach kind enough to join us. What do you feel like you accomplished this year, Coach?
To accomplish and win the AFC South, I think is it's incredible for this organization. Hasn't done that, in a couple of seasons. Um, we have a laundry list actually of firsts here in Jacksonville that we have accomplished, and that one day we'll be able to share that with you. Um, to go from worst to a year ago to winning a postseason game, very much an accomplishment to this organization and obviously to the players on the field, and to make our way into the divisional round of the postseason. So, this season overall was a huge success for us. Just being able to get Jacksonville kind of back on the map and putting ourselves kind of laying the foundation for the future and something that we can build on, going into 23.
How important is playoff experience? You have it. Your team didn't.
It's everything, because I talk a lot about playing in January and playing in February here. I did starting in April when I took over, and with my first off-season team meeting, I started sort of using that language that we want to be playing meaningful football games in the month of December and January, and you know that's the standard now. Guys expect that, and I think they now believe that it can be done. And it takes hard work. It's not easy, obviously, as you know. And for us to have a couple of playoff games, especially for our quarterback, to lead our football team the way he has all season long, to get us into the postseason, it's just a great step in the direction that we want to go.
How did your defensive philosophy change when you realized Mahomes had the high ankle sprain?
You think thing is you don't change a whole lot when stuff like that happens. Now, you still want to execute your game plan and still attack the way you want to attack in the game. But it's just a little more mindful that, hey, the backup quarterback is in. If you have to pressure a little bit more, you can maybe get if you can tip some passes, whatever you can do at the line of scrimmage. But really, bottom line is you don't change a whole lot just because the backup quarterback is in the game.
Have you had a high ankle sprain?
Way back in college, way back my senior year in college. Yeah, it's been a long time ago.
Because I'm wondering about, Mahomes being ready for this game coming up this weekend, the way he plays with that kind of injury.
It's going to limit him, number one. It's if he does play, it'll be a miracle for him and the training staff to get him ready to go. Those are painful. Those take a while to heal. But I know he'll do everything in his power to get himself ready, and he'll want to be out there with his teammates, and he'll gut through. But it's going to be painful and sore, and it will limit some of the mobility that he has.
How important was having Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback to taking that job? Because we talk about coaches needing that quarterback. Well, you had your quarterback. We weren't quite sure exactly what he was, but we knew he had potential. But on the outside looking in, how attractive was that job because of Trevor?
Yeah, you know what, Dan? It was very attractive to me having the quarterback piece here already in place. I hadn't really studied a lot of Trevor, but what I had studied and watched, I was really impressed. And just a young quarterback that I know and kind of knew at the time that we could, once we got our hands on him, we could get him headed in the right direction and coach him up that way. And he was just a sponge. He's been a sponge all season long, and you saw the progression, the course of this season. The mishaps, I think, early in the year to really solidifying his game and being one of the top quarterbacks in the league by the end of the year.
He's Doug Pederson, the Jaguars head coach. But having played the position, granted not at the level that, Trevor does, but how does that help you, the game against the Chargers, where you're like, hey, come on, it's okay, patience? Or what do you say as somebody who's played the position before?
You just got to keep a calm head and just get him to believe that we can get the job done. And we just got to, even in the first half, if we could find a way to get a touchdown, and we talked about this stuff on the sideline, we can find a way to get ourselves in the end zone before the half ended. Felt like we could get ourselves right back into the football game, and then just continuing to talk to them like, hey, it's just going to be a one play at a time, and really chip away at the deficit that we put ourselves in, and the defense was the same way, and all we needed was some stops defensively, and then offense. So, at halftime we said, hey, we're going to have to score every time we touch the football, and we were able to do that, and come away with that win. But it's a mindset that, hey, we got to take care of the football, score every time. We got to score touchdowns, not field goals, and then defensively, you got to do your job and get off the field.
Do you ever talk to your players about your playing career?
I do from time to time. They probably don't remember some of the guys that I played with because they're young, but I do share some stories from time to time.
Okay, but what is your career highlight that you can say to Trevor, hey, let me tell you what I once did?
Well, I've shared a couple things. I've shared a couple things as a backup quarterback in Green Bay when Brett got injured, whether he got knocked out by concussion or by injury, and I had to go in the football game. I've been able to share some things of that nature. I've also my career in Miami, being the guy that came off the bench for Don Shula's, career milestone victory there in Philadelphia, and then being a starter in Philly, in an environment that is very tough, and just going in there and just kind of focusing on your job, focusing on your teammates, how you lead by example, how you study, how you prepare, each week is something, and that I was able to share and kind of use along the way.
When's the next time you get together with your players?
Not till April 17th.
That's the rule that that
yeah.
period of time you can't. Now, can you talk to Trevor? Could you
Yes,
meet him at Starbucks?
I could, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I could talk to all our players that way, in a social setting, and just reach out, see how they're doing, and making sure they're, staying, in shape and things of that nature. But, you can't talk football. You don't want to talk X's and O's, things of that nature. And, until April 17th, when we get everybody back.
Congrats. A successful season. I would say, I don't know if you go, well, we only won 9 games, or, what is successful to you having won a Super Bowl, but given what you took over and what you did and how formidable you were, that's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it was a lot of hard work in the offseason, laying the foundation with the guys, but their determination. You saw it this season with this team. We lost 5 games in the month of October. In fact, we lost every game in October this year, and it would have been easy for us to really go in the tank and spiral out of control, which I think this organization has done over the course of the last couple of seasons. And our guys didn't do that. They stayed the course. They stayed. They trusted the process that we were on, and got it done. And so proud of the guys for doing that. AFC South champs. Again, going from last place to really first place is pretty incredible. It's incredible, a feat for the guys.
Have a great offseason, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Doug Pederson, Jaguars head coach. Great year.